Hello, welcome to my week 12 coding assignment. This is the CRUD application. I'm going to go over the requirements of the assignment really quick, and then I'll go over my code and show you the application itself. So the requirements for this week's assignment were to create a CRUD application, which stands for Create, Read, Update, and Delete, either using an API with Ajax or to use an array with local storage. I am very interested in learning more about APIs, but unfortunately, I just didn't have as much time this week to devote to learning more about APIs and how to use them. So I opted to go with the array with local storage method. The form should create new entities, update and delete entities, and then we're supposed to use Bootstrap and CSS to style our project. So that is the assignment. Here is my code. I'll enlarge this first so you can see that. This is my HTML file here. I had some images that I put into it just to give it a little more aesthetic appeal, and the image sources were very, very long. So as you can see, I'm just going to scroll down here past this. And here we've got the form itself along with the table and table data, table rows, and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to move on to my CSS file. This I mainly just used for coloring. I included a nice background color of aqua along with some orange colors here and then a little bit of black. I'll explain my creation here a little bit more in a minute, but I just wanted to get through the code part first. So finally, with my JavaScript for functionality here, we've got all of the different functions. I'm not going to go through this in too great a detail, but I left quite a bit of comments outlining what each chunk of code does. So we've got a button function here along with an if-else loop to help display messages for when data has been created or edited. And then I have the main functionality here, including retrieving the data, reading the data, editing and updating the data, and also deleting the data. Excuse me, I will just highlight really quick these different functions. My idea for this assignment was to create essentially a sign up list. So I imagined that if I was owning my own restaurant and it was kind of like a beachy theme restaurant, if I wanted customers to sign up and if I wanted to create a list or a little database of all this information. So these were the main things that I thought would be most helpful. So you can see here, this is the create form of function with the array itself. And then I have my local storage here where you'll actually be able to see that in the application as well. And then I also have my inserting data functionality here, my editing functionality here, and then my updating and deleting functionality down here. So I'm going to minimize this. And then here is the application itself. And I apologize if you can hear my dogs barking in the background. So this is my customer email list for Ryan's Rooftop Restaurant. And you have the form here for all the information and then the local storage here. So I'm going to create a couple of records. I'll do John Smith to start off with an email of jsmith@gmail.com. We'll say John here has a birth date of January 1st of 2000. The young guy. And then we'll have Susan Nelson and snelson@gmail.com. Susan's also pretty much of that age. She was born June 20th of 1998. All right, so we've created our records here, our entities, and we also have the options of editing and deleting. But before I get into that here, I'm just going to go into my inspect really quick. So you can see what this looks like. And you can see with inspection here that we have the key and the value. We've got the different fields here. So I got all that good stuff happening. Gonna get back out of here again. And now, oh, and I almost forgot to show you the message right here of record created. So every time that a new entity is created, that message will show. So I'm going to go ahead and edit John's record. So we'll first click on reset for the form itself, and then I'm going to click edit. That's going to pull up his information. And let's say I wanted to just contract this a little bit. So instead of John Smith, I'm going to say John S. We'll say that everything else is the same, but we're just getting rid of the full last name. So then I'm going to click submit. And you can see here his record has been updated. That message shows to let you know that it worked. And also we've got that accurate information. So I'm going to do the same thing for Susan. Click reset again, edit. And we're just going to change her to Susan N. Submit again. And now we've got that updated information as well. So it's a little bit more compacted this time. And once again, the message is showing. So that is my project in a nutshell for week 12. Excuse me. Thank you.